everyone, today I wanted to talk about maintenance communication plans and why every landlord needs one. As investors, it's important to retain a suitable amount of control over your property for a number of reasons. While many agencies have a best practice for maintenance and their approach to communication around potential issues, not all plans are good for all types of investors. I have come across 3 different preferences from investors when it comes to communication around maintenance issues. There's the investor who's very hands-on and wants to be kept in the loop about all maintenance. Then there's the hands-off investor who only wants to be notified if something big happens. Outside of these large issues, they're happy for their property manager to take care of everything. And then there's the investor who sits somewhere between these two. They don't want to know about everything, but they also don't want to write a blank check. If you're not sure which type of investor you are, just ask yourself, how much money would I be okay with my property manager spending on my behalf before contacting me for instruction? As property managers, if we were to approach all 3 of these investors in the same way, we're not keeping all of our landlords 100% happy. This is why having a tailored communication plan based on your own preferences is ideal. It means you're involved in the management of your investment when and how you want to be, making sure the process is something that you are 100% comfortable with. All agencies are able to negotiate how they deal with landlords, and they can choose to agree to a customised maintenance solution or not. But what you really need to know is if they agree to a customised solution, are their processes able to support this? If an agency doesn't use this approach normally, having a process that doesn't match your own preferences will mean that both you and your property manager will end up frustrated later down the track. If the option of a fully customised communication plan is not available, the next best thing is to thoroughly understand how a prospective agency deals with maintenance normally to ensure that this aligns with your own preferences. You may ask what the difference is between a maintenance plan and a communication plan. In short, a maintenance plan outlines the way that your agency approaches maintenance for your property, and a communication plan outlines the way the agency deals with you. A communication plan details when and how communication takes place in your partnership with your property manager. Your individual property manager may be great at understanding your preferences with time, but having a great communication plan will make sure everyone at the agency understands your preferences from day one. This helps to protect your experience if someone leaves, goes on maternity or paternity leave, changes roles or is injured. Both the maintenance processes and the communication piece are equally important to ensure everything runs smoothly and there are no surprises. A good maintenance plan is structured into the agency's business so that every member of their team deals with maintenance in the same way. The plan can be followed by whoever answers the phone to your tenants or cites the issue. It's also important that there is a process in place if your property manager hasn't been able to reach you, meaning the issues are less likely to slip between the cracks. Follow-up is key, and having this built into your maintenance plan means that you and your property manager are always meeting each other's expectations. You may like to ask a prospective agency, how do they communicate with owners normally? Is it by phone call, by email, text message, or through an owner's portal? When will they contact you about required maintenance? Is it all the time, or only if the maintenance is likely to cost over a predetermined and agreed to amount? Can you expect any further charges from them to organise maintenance on your behalf? Can you carry out your own repairs or use your own preferred tradespeople? How do they handle invoices for bigger maintenance jobs? Are you able to negotiate to pay invoices as rental funds are available? Do they require a maintenance fund to be held in trust to allow for possible issues? Or do they need payment in advance, meaning work will be put on hold if sufficient funds aren't expected within a reasonable amount of time? How do they troubleshoot to ensure that you are not paying for tenant misuse? Does the tradesperson check for misuse when they're on site? Does the agency collect evidence of misuse? Do they troubleshoot with tenants prior to work being carried out? Is the tenant provided a troubleshooting document at the commencement of their lease? And are the tenants provided manuals for the property? What time frame can you expect for maintenance to be completed? These answers will vary depending on the scale of the issue, but you should expect at least 1 or 2 easy to follow examples with how timeframes are calculated and details of what the tenant should expect as a baseline level of customer service. How do they follow up if they can't get onto you or your tenants? Do they try additional forms of communication? Will they act only in the event of emergency maintenance? Will they issue notice to carry out maintenance with your tenant and provide access to your tradespeople? How do they ensure competitive workmanship and prices for work carried out? What processes do they have in place that lead to better outcomes for you? Do they have preferable discounts due to agency volume of work through tradespeople? Do they use 2 or 3 tradespeople in each trade to split work and to monitor price increases? Or do they get multiple quotes on each maintenance request? How one agency deals with maintenance can be vastly different to others in the local area. Maintenance management is one of the biggest parts of your investment success, right alongside property selection and tenant selection. The terms of what is agreed to along with how an agency implements their plan will determine the result for you. In summary, maintenance is one of the big 4 areas that you should discuss with any prospective agency, being transparency, maintenance, tenant management and fees. So time spent understanding your prospective agency in this area is time well spent. If you'd like to talk to myself or a member of our team about our approach to maintenance for your property, please give us a call or send through your details for us to arrange.